Great job with the film.
Oh, thanks, dude.
This ironically looks a lot like your lair in on Derry, right?
The attic? Yeah. Yeah.
One of my questions actually is, how was it working with all this awesome propage?
Oh man, like the sets and stuff?
Yeah.
That was amazing. Like it just puts you, I like to get in there and kind of just hang out and just get a feel for it. So Mike's attic was one of the sets that wasn't built for a while. So once it finally got built, I asked if I could go in there and just check it out. And it was awesome. I believe for the DVD, I don't want to give anything away.
No, please, we need the exclusive.
I don't know if there's like extras and stuff or any extras, but I know that we filmed something. We did a walkthrough through his thing, so hopefully that gets to show. I don't know.
Did it look anything like this?
Way more dilapidated.
Way more.
Yes, yeah, it was a clock tower, so it was the attic of a clock tower.
Yeah,
so it was a little creepy.
Were you familiar with the book before you got hired?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I read the book years ago, and I also saw the miniseries when I was a kid in high school, so I knew all that stuff, man.
Did it influence the character at all, or did you put your own spin?
I mean, I think I brought whatever I could bring to it, like my whatever I have, I brought that to it, but the book definitely like influenced me, and Chosen's performance, that influenced me more so than anything, because I was trying to draw from that to see whatever it was that I could do to kind of build off of that,
Yes. Now, Mike's has a huge responsibility. He has to bring the Losers Club back together.
Right.
Not sure if he kept in touch. It looks like he never kept in touch with any of them after they left.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it getting ready for that? What could you talk about the importance of Mike? Because if he didn't do this, then all the kids would get slaughtered at Derry.
Yeah. It was the way we did it was so cool. The way Andy kind of set it up was he basically said all right, you have their numbers, you're giving them a shout. You don't know what's going to happen, but you remember them just as they left. So that's how you're going to talk to them. So that was cool. But yeah, it was. It's a trip, man. Like Mike has all that responsibility, but no one else knows that but him. You know what I mean? Like there's no one else that's saying he's putting all that responsibility and all that pressure on himself. Like nobody else is doing that, because as far as the other 6 are concerned, life is great. Like they're off and doing their own thing, but he's the one that stayed there and had to deal with all the thinking of what may happen in 27 years and trying to dig through like, oh shoot, maybe this will happen. Let me see if this means anything.
Is that what encouraged him to stay? That knowing that Pennywise threatened to come in 27 years, or why was he the only one that didn't leave?
I think that he stayed. I think that in the beginning he's it was just he got out of school. He had an ambition to go different places like Florida and stuff, and it just didn't happen for him. So he stayed at the library, and then I think what I made up in my head. Was that he started to do a little research on Pennywise, and that's what kind of that research took a long time. So that's what kind of like took him to the next step. And the deeper he went into that research, the longer it took him, and the longer he stayed. And eventually he's like realized like I have to stay just to see if this is going to happen, if this is going to take place. And once he started seeing things that he thought may lead to another reemergence of Pennywise, then he's like, all right, now it's time. I gotta make these phone calls. But by then, that's when you meet him, and that's when by then he's all those 27 years is weighed on him, and you see how broken he is. So.
His research is awesome in the film, and I think it's going to intrigue the nerdiest of nerds.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I dig it because it gave me an opportunity to do like deep research too.
So this has a huge cast, like it's so many talented people. But you guys show a lot of chemistry in the film. How did that happen? Did you guys know each other outside of the movie?
I didn't know anybody actually, and I think what happened was we all went to dinner. We all got there about a week before we started shooting, and so I met James first. Me and James did a rehearsal, and then we went out to dinner, and then Bill showed up, and then we went out to dinner, and then Skarsgård showed up first too. So I met Skarsgård. We went out to dinner with everybody, so people just kept coming, and this group started growing, so all of us were around, and we'd all go out to dinner at least 5 or 6 times, and I don't know whether Andy planned it like that, where I got there, Andy Beam got there, and Skarsgård got there, and then McAvoy got there, and then PJ got there, and then Bill got there, and so then Jessica, and then we were all together. I don't know whether he planned it like that, but like it worked out, and like by the time we started shooting, that first scene that we shot was the Chinese restaurant scene. That was the first thing we shot together. By the time we did that, we had already developed, a good rapport with each other, and so that I think you can see that on the screen. Like we're genuinely laughing.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Last question. What, in my opinion, like it is a horror fantasy.
Yes.
What is, if you would have to describe it? What is this story? What is this story?
I think you said it. You said it exactly. If you're going to choose a genre, like I think you would say horror fantasy, because if you dig into the research, if you dig into the history and the mythology of Pennywise, you know what he is, and kind of where he comes from space. He's not. He's a different thing. He's not of this world. So whether he's evil or whether he's an alien, you don't know. Like you just know that he's not from here. He may have came in this comment that you actually see, so.
Spoiler.
Yeah, right. That you get a glimpse of possibly. Yeah, I would call it that, but I'd also call it like, it should be a guidebook of how to overcome your fears and any trauma. It should show you that, like, just through having these close relationships with people, that, a group of people who may have different trauma and different like problems, they all see that each one of them has something that the other person's lacking, and they join together to help each other out. It's like it's like an awesome support group.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, really close. Yeah, very close.
Thank you very much for your time. Awesome. Had a great time with the movie and everything.
Thanks, man. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.